Khayelihle, good afternoon to you. So what's the big agenda this afternoon?
Well, absolutely, Jeremy. I can tell you this much. It's a plethora of issues that are being explored here, but obviously there's quite a lot of focus around the areas of investments. We know that when you look at the intra-BRICS areas, one of the very key focal points is the issue of trying to boost and make sure that all these 5 countries are able to work together. One of the analogies used by the Chinese president, Xi Jinping, Jeremy, he says, you know, BRICS is like 5 fingers, so each finger has its own strength. So today it's about the mining, which is, of course, a very critical area, especially between South Africa and Russia. But maybe, Jeremy, joining me now to give us more context is the Director General of the Mineral Resources, Mr. Mokoena. Thank you so much indeed, sir, for your time.
Thank you very much, Kaya.
If you can just give us a breakdown as to the importance of this collaboration. When you look at Russia and South Africa, these are powerhouses when it comes to platinum sector. But why is it so important to have these collaborations?
Thank you very much. Today we had what we call a PGM's conference. As you are aware that South Africa and Russia, in particular the Department of Mineral Resources and our counterpart from Russia, every year we have this kind of an engagement. This was the 3rd conference that we had between Russia and South Africa. Now, what is important for us to take note of is that we know that there is actually a decline in terms of the demand for platinum. Now, we came together today to try to come up with mechanisms on how can we create a demand for platinum. As you're aware that our mines in that area of bushveld or platinum, they are not actually performing very well because of the lack of demand. We are producing enough, but there is no demand. And so with Russia, we believe that we can be able to come up with a concrete solution to this challenge that we are faced with.
And also, just in terms of the appetite from Russia, are the Russians keen enough to come and invest in South Africa? Are those some of the things that they are exploring?
Oh yes, absolutely. I mean, you do know that all member states who are part of BRICS, they have a great appetite of coming to invest in South Africa. And so those were the discussions that we also had, that we would really appreciate that, the Russian companies, they can come and invest in South Africa. We do have some of them already in South Africa. And so, but we need to work closely and to create more opportunities for the foreign investment into our country. And so those are some of the initiatives that we are looking at, in fact, to enhance whatever that we are having in place at the moment.
And maybe just as a last question, we know that when it comes to the commodities, especially the raw materials, I mean, the prices fluctuate from time to time. So hence now the focal point is about beneficiation, is about making sure that you're exporting the value-added goods. So between the BRICS nations, because I mean, when you look at China, for example, it's one of the most thriving economies, but also within BRICS, how are you working around in making sure that the value-added goods, there's quite a lot of effort being put there as opposed to selling the raw materials?
Yes. In fact, even before this meeting, the minister has been having meetings with companies that are mainly from BRICS member states. Now, they are also saying that, Honorable Minister, we strongly believe that we can do better. We are extracting the raw material in this country, and we are not actually beneficiating. But as you also had an interview earlier on with our acting CEO of Mintech. Now, that is an area that we are looking at, of ensuring that after these raw mineral resources have been extracted, we beneficiate here in the country, so that we can be able to create more job opportunities for our people in line with the President's vision.
And maybe just briefly, sir, you just had a lot of discussions around the mining charter as well. Are potential investors within BRICS keen enough now, given the fact that you have the mining charter?
Immediately after this interview, I'm going to another meeting. I just actually briefed the minister about this meeting. There are many countries that are very much keen to come and invest in our country. You know that we had a mining charter a summit recently from the 7th to the 8th of July, in which then the minister extended the date up until end of August. But even on that, we still have people that are coming, or companies that are coming. They are very keen to invest in our country.